So no clear timelines as to how long this investigation is going to go on for, but it is going to be a multi-skilled team. It's going to be a big team that is going to cover all the 9 provinces. Give us the sense of a skill set that this team of investigators is going to comprise.
Well, these investigators would include attorneys as well, those who have an understanding of how the office of the state attorney operates. It will also include chartered accountants, as Advocate Mutibe was saying earlier on, that the amount being referred to, the 56 billion or whether it is the 80 billion rand, that needs some sort of verification, and that's where the chartered accountants will be coming in terms of this investigation, as well as forensic investigators as well. They'll be part of this entire team. Certainly a large team in terms of the contingent. We don't have an accurate number as per se how many people will be part of these teams. However, though, Mutiba did indicate that as it stands at the moment, they are giving the teams about a year. This is about 12 months. But where they find that they may need some extra time, they will be given that extra time, considering that they're covering all the 9 provinces and the offices of the state attorneys on these various provinces. But he also indicated that while the investigation is still underway and an interim report may have not been given to the president by then, where they find that there are cases of a DC, for instance, that could be referred to the head of a certain department, that will be done. Where they find that there's evidence of a criminal conduct, that will be referred to the Hawks. They'll be working quite closely with the Hawks in terms of these investigations. So they will not wait up until the end of these their investigation, which they've given themselves about 12 months to conclude before taking any action. And the interim report will also indicate, as Advocate Mutiba has said, will indicate which action the SRU has taken in between the investigation as it took place over the 12 months.
And confirmation there, Aldrin, that the State Attorney's Office in the Eastern Cape Province is the biggest culprit, and the Health Department being the most vulnerable there.
And you could have heard even from the tone of Minister Aaron Motsoaledi how aggrieved he said he was by some of these cases in the Eastern Cape, where also indicated that there is one case in particular, 2 cases rather, where the claim comes to around 100 million rand, and he says, as a matter of fact, right now he knows that claim is fraudulent, and that claim has now the claim has not been settled. But pointing to the Minister of Police, who was not sitting too far from him, is that there must be arrest. These people must be arrested. There are 2 attorneys, as he spoke of, that are part of these 2 claims. He spoke about, for instance, the one instance where the claim was a botched circumcision, only to find out that that circumcision didn't even take place. And as I indicated earlier on, just before just before the press briefing took place, one of those cases where a patient was claiming that they had contracted a disease which impacted impacted his limbs, and he couldn't use his legs, and it was found as well that was also a fraudulent claim. But quite important, what the Minister of Health is saying is that doctors are also involved in these cases, because once you make a medical claim, it must be signed off by a doctor who specifies and says that indeed this has happened and this is what this doctor may have picked up, and he says that those doctors as well must be investigated and they must be arrested.
Just finally, Aldrin, how did Minister Michael Masuta respond on the question regarding the NPA matters now, that he may have been party to that agreement which finally saw Mxolisi Nxasana walking away with some 17 million rand? How did he respond to questions that perhaps he may not be fit for office?
It was quite interesting how in-depth he went with regards to his role as Minister of Justice at the time, under the administration former President Jacob Zuma, that his role was a mere administrative role, and he was playing a supportive role, and that's what you do as a Minister of Justice. He says that if he had refused to play that role, that would mean that he would have been impeding on the role that the President is supposed to be playing, and that's the reason why he was just playing the administrative supportive role. The agreement, he says, he has no details of that agreement. He was not party of the negotiation that took place between the President as well as Mxolisi Nxasana, and of course also indicating that people are open to criticize him, and he believes that if someone thinks that he's not fit to hold office, he says, quote unquote, you can whisper that into the ear of my boss.
All right, and of course he was clear that he was not party to any calculations as well in as far as the 17.3 million rand is concerned. Thank you very much, Aldrin, for that update. My colleague coming to us live from Pretoria.